Hey, this is Russell Moore, and this is One Thing You Missed. A lot of conversation going on right now as I'm speaking about the Jeffrey Epstein situation in prison, possible suicide attempt. Probably by the time you see this, we will know more about that situation. But as the news alert came in on my phone, I'm here at the Department of Health and Human Services meeting with mental health professionals, faith leaders all around the country talking about mental health issues, but suicide particularly. And this is something that I think we're not concerned about enough within the church. Because often by the time we get to situations of suicide, often people within the church have sort of disconnected themselves for various reasons from the rest of the faith community. And often because I find leaders, often pastors and others, who are combating depression and other issues, and there's a kind of stigma around it in terms of dealing with those things at the front end. So there are some pastors and church leaders who may have very easily treatable issues of depression. Obviously the Epstein situation is a very different situation from what most people are facing when they start to feel suicidal. Could be addressed early on, but they fear if they talk about it, that means that other people are going to think that they're not qualified for leadership anymore, or that something's wrong with them in terms of their faith or their spirituality. So there are a lot of churches that are doing this really, really well, talking about it from the pulpit, talking about it through small groups, Sunday school classes, helping people to get resources quickly, doing intervention when it comes to suicide, helping to care for people who have been through suicide as well. So this is something, if you just look at the raw data, when you look at communities around the country, suicide rates are staggering right now. And I think there are many reasons behind that, but the church is uniquely equipped to speak to this because we're the people who understand why life matters, why there is ultimate hope, and we're also the people of the cross, so we understand what it means to suffer and to suffer alongside one another and to bear one another's burdens. So whenever the word suicide appears in the news, as it will, surrounding this Epstein situation, I really want all of us within our churches to think about the fact that there are people in our communities around us, maybe in the pew next to us at church, who are feeling deeply in deep despair. And we need to be the people who are able to speak to that honestly and with a word of hope and with a word of life, and that means being able to connect people to all of the resources that they need. This is Russell Moore. This is One Thing You Missed.